Hi, welcome back. I'm so glad that you're joining me once again. Tonight, what I'd like to do is just take a minute or two to talk to you about what's coming up in week one. I had just introduced myself to you in our last video, and our class is just about to start. Less than 48 hours from now, we're going to be getting into our material. So I thought it would be a really good idea to just give you an overview of what's coming up in week one. And so I'm hoping that you have had a chance at this point to download the syllabus and take a look at it. This is what is due in week one. And I just want to go over a couple of things here to make sure that you know what it is that we're talking about. I also hope that by now you have purchased your books. The big thing here is the Wordsmith text. This is the main text we're going to be using. We will also be using the Hacker Style Guide, so make sure that you've got that as well. And we are going to make sure that we're moving through this fairly well. So let's talk about what you need to be doing. First and foremost, there are a few chapters that you need to read. Again, the chapters are in Wordsmith. There are actually four. There's chapters 1, 2, 3, and 9. Now that sounds like an awful lot, but it really isn't. Chapters 1, 2, and 3 are going to concern themselves with this thing called the writing process. And this is a real important concept, guys. One that I need you to make sure that you get set with, because so many people think that writing is something that you sit down and you just get good at, and all of a sudden you can dash something off and it's done. But that's just not the case. So we're going to be concerning ourselves with the reality that writing is a process, and chapter 1 is really about the first part of that is introducing it to you. What is the writing process? How do you do that review? The second chapter is getting ready to write, what they call preparing to write, and in this particular chapter we're going to look at pre-writing activities, from brainstorming to free association to clustering, those kinds of things. And we'll talk more about that, or you'll see more about that in some of the PowerPoints that I'm preparing for you, so that you could have a really good sense of what those things look like. And then the third thing that we are going to concern ourselves with in terms of the writing process this week is this thing called a thesis statement and organization, which is chapter 3. So in chapter 3, what we're going to be worried about really is, how do I make sure that my essay is going to be cohesive, that it's going to be coherent, and it all rests on this one big thing called the thesis statement. Finally, we're also going to be looking at chapter 9, and in particular we're going to be concerned with the definition essay, which is something you'll be writing come Thursday. So you need to make sure that you're reading chapters 1, 2, 3, and 9, and doing the activities that go along with it. So let me just talk about that for a minute as well. Okay, so first and foremost, I need you to make sure that you're taking the diagnostic test. The questions and answers are in your folder in week 1. You are going to then, based on the outcome of your pretest, you're going to then give me an idea of what it is that you'd like to do your grammar presentation on. And then I want you to make a couple grammar journal entries talking about what it is that you think that you need to do to get better in writing over the next 8 weeks. Then come Thursday. By Thursday, then there are some other things that you need to do. You need to write an introduction form saying, "Hi, this is me. Let me know who you are and what's going on with you." And second, I need you to make sure that you're then also posting your paragraph definition essay so that you can get those things done. And that's all I have for you for tonight. And I will be back with you to talk to you again next week. Okay? Take care.